Hello students, in this lecture of today we are going to study about present indefinite. Present indefinite is also called simple present. Present indefinite is also called simple present. Okay, today we shall study present indefinite or simple present. So first of all, we shall study the identification. Though present indefinite tense and the uses will come in English, still then I am going to tell you something about in Hindi. At first, we have to understand what is present indefinite or what is simple present. Okay, then step by step we shall study. Okay, so let me tell whether a sentence is in present indefinite or not. How shall we be able to know? Okay, identification. Identification. What is the identification or what is the identity? You can also say identity. Identity. What is the identity? The identity is if at the end of a Hindi sentence, if at the end of a Hindi sentence there is ती है, okay, ता है, ते हैं, etc. with verb, then it is said to be in present indefinite or simple present. Present indefinite or simple present. Is it clear? As we are Hindustanis, so first of all we have to know Hindi, then we shall know English. Okay, if we understand the Hindi, then we shall translate into English. We are studying bilingual. Okay, bilingual language will be applied here. Okay, not direct language. What did I tell? I told if at the end of a Hindi sentence there is ती है, ता है, ते है, etc. with verb. I gave emphasis on with verb. Then it is said to be in present indefinite or simple present. With verb means the verb is jana. Jana is verb, and from jana we shall write जाता है और जाती है और जाती हूं, etc. जाता है, जाती है, जाती हूं, etc. वर्ब है खेलना, खेलना. फ्रॉम खेलना we shall make खेलता है, खेलता है, खेलती है, खेलती है, etc. Okay, so if at the end of a Hindi sentence there is जाता है, जाती है, खेलता है, खेलती है, सोता है, उठता है, बैठता है, घूमता है, फिरता है, नाचता है, कूदता है, सजा देता है, प्यार करता है, प्रशंसा करता है, घृणा करता है, etc., then it is said to be in present indefinite or simple present. Is it clear? One example I gave. राम किताब पढ़ता है, राम किताब पढ़ता है, राम किताब पढ़ता है. Is it clear? So राम किताब पढ़ता है, it is in present indefinite because the sentence, the Hindi sentence ends with ता है. ठीक है ना. पढ़ना is verb, पढ़ना is verb. From पढ़ना we wrote पढ़ता है, या we made the sentence पढ़ता है. So this sentence is said to be in present indefinite. Is it clear? Now let us discuss what we use in present indefinite tense. Means what form of a verb is used in present indefinite sentence. That means I am going to tell you about the structure. 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 Okay. In structure we shall study in present indefinite tense what form of a verb will be used to. Yeah, what form of a verb we shall use. Is it clear? In present indefinite tense we shall use first form of verb or first form of verb plus s or es or ies, or we shall use do does plus first form of verb, or we shall use do not or does not plus first form of verb. Is it clear? If you are asked what form of verb is used in present indefinite tense, then you will say in present indefinite tense we use first form of verb, or sometimes we use first form of verb plus s or es or ies. In interrogative sentence we use do does plus first form of verb. In negative sentences we use do not or does not plus first form of verb. Is it clear? These are the forms of verb that are used in present indefinite. Now the question arises, where we shall use first form of verb? Where we shall use first form of verb plus s or es or ies? Where we shall use do does plus first form of verb, and where we shall use do not does not plus first form of verb? So let me explain one by one. Where we shall use first form of verb. It is said that if the sentence is simple present or present indefinite, affirmative sentence or positive sentence, affirmative or positive sentence, okay, the sentence will be simple present or present indefinite, it will be affirmative or positive, and the subject will be 123p. Then we shall use first form of verb. The subject will be 123p. 123p means the subject will be first person or second person or third person plural number. If the subject is first person means I and we, or second person means you, or third person plural number means they, children, students, teachers, cows, lions, buffaloes, etc. Plural form. Third person plural form. Then we shall use first form of verb. Is it clear? If the subject is I or we, I singular number, we plural number. Or if the subject is you, whether it is singular or plural. And third person plural number means they, children, not children's, children, students, teachers, doctors, birds, tables, etc. Plural form, third person plural number. Then we shall use first form of verb. Is it clear? With the subject first person, second person and third person plural number, we always use first form of verb in present indefinite, affirmative or positive sentences. Is it clear? Now we shall see where we shall use first form of verb plus s or es or ies. Okay? Same thing. If the sentence is in simple present or present indefinite and it is affirmative or positive sentence, affirmative or positive sentence, and the subject is TPS, then we shall use the first form of verb plus s or es or ies. Okay, I told when the subject is TPS. TPS means third person singular number. If the subject is third person singular number, then we shall use first form of verb plus s or es or ies. Is it clear? Third person singular number subject means he, she, it or any name. He, she, it or any name. Okay, first person I, we, second person you, and rest are the third person. So whatever noun and pronouns you will see in this world except first person, second person are considered, are regarded as third person. And if the subject is singular number, it refers to one thing or one person, then it is third person singular number. Third person singular number means he, she, it or any name. Any name means Ram, Hari, Sita, Gita, Nita, Tita, Fita, etc. Singular name. Okay? Then we shall use first form of verb plus s or es or ies. Is it clear? Now the question arises in the mind, so where we shall use first form of verb plus s, and where we shall use first form of verb plus es, and where we shall use first form of verb plus ies. Okay, so let us discuss where we shall use first form of verb plus ies. From ies we shall start. Where we shall use first form of verb plus ies. Okay, we studied that if the subject is TPS, if the subject is TPS means if the subject is he, she, it or any name, then we use first form of verb plus s or es or ies. So now the question is, try to understand. Now the question is where we shall use ies plus first form of verb. Okay, so let me tell you. If a verb ends in y, if a verb ends in y means if the end of the verb, if the last letter of a verb is y and before y there is a consonant, before y there is a consonant, NNT. Consonant means B, C, D, F, G, like like this up to Z. If there is a consonant before Y, then when you are going to add S or ES or IS, you will add IES after removing Y. Means replace Y with IES. What did I tell? I told that if a verb ends in Y, if a verb ends in Y and before Y there is a consonant, before Y there is a consonant, means A, E, I, O, U. These 5 letters are called vowel. These 5 letters are called vowel. Okay. So except the vowels, rest are consonants. That means there are 21 consonants. So if before Y there is a consonant, then replace Y. Then replace Y with IES. Replace Y with IES. Or in simply in the language I can say that अगर कोई वर्ब Y में खत्म हो रहा है यानी कि उसका लास्ट लेटर Y है और Y से पहले एक कॉन्सोनेंट है, तो Y को मामा के घर भेज के वहां से IES लाके लगाएंगे. इज इट क्लियर? So that is in English. If a verb ends in Y and before Y there is a consonant, then replace Y with IES. Example, dry, D-R-Y, dry. Here dry is a verb and it ends in Y. And before Y, R is consonant. So we shall add IES to its form. That means we shall write dries, D-R-I-E-S, dries. Example, my mother dries clothes, C-L-O-T-H-E-S. My mother dries clothes in the sun. Is it clear? Here my mother is third person singular number. And when we are using first form of verb, then we are using D-R-I-E-S, dries. This is called dry plus IES is equal to D-R-I-E-S, dries. So is it clear? Next, one more example. As a dry, dries, like try, T-R-Y, try, tries, T-R-I-E-S, tries. Try, tries. Carry, C-A-R-R-Y, carry, carries, C-A-R-R-I-E-S, carries, etc. Okay? Cry, C-R-Y, cry, cries, C-R-I-E-S, cries. So these are the verbs that ends in Y and before Y there is consonant. So we are adding IES to the first form of verb. Is it clear? And the question is, if there is a vowel before Y, the verb ends in Y, and before Y there is a vowel. Vowel means there is A, E, I, O, U. Okay? Then we shall not remove Y. Then we shall not replace Y. We will just add S. For example, say, S-A-Y, say. Say, sage, S-A-Y-S, sage. Is it clear? Pay, P-A-Y, pay, pays, P-A-Y-S, pays. He pays his taxes. He pays his taxes. Before Y, there is vowel, so we do not replace Y with the IES. We just add S to the first form of verb. Is it clear? Next, we shall study where we shall use first form of verb plus ES. First form of verb plus ES. es. Okay, first form of verb plus es. It is said that if a verb ends in single o, if a verb ends in single o, sh, double s, ch, x, then we shall add es to the first form of verb. To those verbs, okay, then we shall add es to the first form of those verbs that ends in single o or sh or ch or double s or x. Is it clear? So let us discuss about single o. Okay, which are the verbs that end in single o? Example: go, go, go. Go is a verb and it ends in o single o. So we shall write goes, goes. That means when the subject is third person singular number and the sentence is in present indefinite affirmative or positive sentences, then we shall write goes. For example, he goes to school. He goes to school. SCHOOL. He goes to school. I have noticed that many students use goes with the subject I. They write I goes to school. They write I goes to school. Okay, this sentence is quite wrong. Never use s or es with the subject I or we. Okay, never use s or es or ies form of the verb with the subject I. Is it clear? With I, never say goes. Never say goes. Always say I go to school. I go to school. Is it clear? Okay. One more example with the singular do. Do. Do, does. Okay. Then sh. Bush. Brush. 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 Brush means it is the act of cleaning our teeth. Okay. So brush is a verb. Brush, brushes. BRUSHES, brushes. Wash, WASH, wash. Wash, washes. WASHES, washes. Push, PUSH, push. Pushes, PUSHES, pushes. Okay. So remember that the word you are going to write, that must be a verb. That means a verb ends in na in Hindi. For example, brush means दांत साफ करना. Wash means धोना. Push means धकेलना. यानी कि the Hindi meaning of verb always ends with na. Okay, na. Okay. So go means jana, do means karna. You can observe, you can see a verb always ends in na. Okay. And double s, pass, 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 passes, PASS, yes, passes. Pass means गुजरना. Pass means उत्तीर्ण होना. Okay. Cross, CROSS, cross. Cross means पार करना. Cross, crosses, CROSSES. Okay. So let's give example of CH. CH, the verb ends in CH. Example, teach, TEACH. Teach, teaches, TEACHES. Okay. Watch, 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 watches, WATCHES, watches. Okay. Match, M-A-T-C-H, match. Match means मिलान करना. Match, matches. M-A-T-C-H-E-S, matches. Reach, R-E-A-C-H, reach means पहुंचना. Reaches, R-E-A-C-H-E-S, reaches. Is it clear? Always remember that verb must ends in na in Hindi. As teach means पढ़ाना, watch means देखना, match means मिलान करना, reach means पहुंचना, etc. Then the verb ends in x. For example, mix, mix, mix means मिश्रण करना, mix, mixes, mixes. Okay, mixes. And rest are the verbs that are ends in s. Is it clear? For today, this much only. Thank you.